Yo, what up, dudes? Today I'm going to be talking about Qingyi, and to be honest, dude, Qingyi has really surprised me with her moveset. She's an electric stunner that has the ability to not only do single target damage as well as AoE damage, but also boost her own damage, as crazy as that sounds. And her damage numbers are pretty respectable. I mean, obviously her whole point is to stun enemies, but she can put a little damage out there. And her combos are pretty fluid. And when I say fluid, I mean you can literally run the same thing over and over and over pretty quickly. Now, before I go over her kit, I do want to say that player expression does exist in this game, and I'll never give a hard set rotation to follow, only possibilities. Remember, you gotta always have fun. Alright, let's get into this. We start with the basic attack section, and in my opinion, this is the most important section in her kit. But what's important about it? Well, she does do 4 attacks that do physical and electric damage, but the third attack in her basic attack combo is literally an endless stream of attacks. And I'm serious, it doesn't stop unless you stop pressing the attack button. Now, I'm not gonna lie, dude, I literally tried this out on an enemy just to see how long I could take it, and it kept going until I stopped pressing the attack button. Now, is that the most optimal way to use the character? Probably not. I just think it's pretty funny. But that third attack will actually be pretty important in a minute or two as we get more into the basic attack section. Next is Enchanted Blossoms. Launches a forward rush attack dealing electric damage. Now, I got kind of confused on this one because usually it'll say hold to activate and it just said press. But yes, you do have to hold the basic attack and you will do Enchanted Blossoms. But it's nothing too big. Now we move on to Flash Connect. When Qingyi deals electric damage with the skill, she accumulates Flash Connect voltage. Alright, so your Flash Connect voltage will be that little meter underneath your HP bar. When Flash Connect voltage reaches 75%, she will enter the Flash Connect state. When using her basic attack Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, Qingyi will consume all Flash Connect voltage and exit the Flash Connect state. For every 1% of Flash Connect voltage consumed over 75%, her damage and days inflicted by this skill will be increased by 1% and 0.5%. So pretty much you want to fill up that meter all the way every time, and there's a way to do that. Remember we were talking about that endless third combo in her basic attack moveset? Well, it happens that it fills up the Flash Connect voltage pretty fast. Now, I understand that this dude doesn't really hit back, and in a real scenario, dudes are probably gonna hit you back, but that third attack is so easy to get into that you could dodge with her and go right back into it until the Flash Connect voltage is filled up all the way. Once it is filled up, or at least 75%, you can do Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms. During the Flash Connect state, hold attack to activate. Launch 5 consecutive forward rush attacks, then execute a finishing move that inflicts massive electric damage. You can release the attack button during the move to trigger the finishing move early and activate the finishing move just before the character's attack to trigger perfect dodge. And during this, the damage you receive is reduced by 40%. And yeah, it is a pretty cool move. It does pretty good damage, but the amount of times you can perform it due to that third attack being an endless stream of electric damage is pretty big. So that is her basic attack section, and it's the most important because the amount of damage and days you're gonna do while performing this is a lot. Now moving on to her special attack, Sunlit Glory. Nothing big, quickly swings upward followed by downward smash dealing electric damage. X special attack, Moonlit Begonia, I hope I said that right. With enough energy, press special attack to activate, quickly swings upwards and leaps into the air, turning around to launch a series of attacks, then follows up with a powerful downward smash, dealing massive electric damage. You can hold the special attack button to consume additional energy to increase the number of hits with a series of attacks. Character is invulnerable while using the skill. But what's crazy about the special attack is after executing the move, you can immediately follow up with the third hit of a basic attack, which means after you use the X special attack, you can do the endless stream of electric damage, which is another reason why I said it's an easy move to get into so that you can fill up your Flash Connect voltage meter. Her chain attack, Tranquil Serenade, I really hope I said that right. Launch a series of powerful strikes over a large area in front, dealing massive electrical damage. So it's pretty much like one big AoE. When this attack hits an enemy, the skill's damage increases by 3% for every stack of subjugation and core passive Eternal Seasons the target has. I will be going over that right after I go over the ultimate. Her ultimate is 8 sounds of Ganzu. I really don't think I said that right for sure. Launch a series of powerful strikes over a large area in front, followed by a finishing move dealing massive electrical damage. Again, another huge AoE that does a lot of electrical damage. Now, finally onto her core passive, Eternal Seasons. This is a pretty long paragraph and I'm actually going to read it all, so bear with me. When Qingyi lands a finishing move on an enemy with their basic attack, Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, it applies 5 stacks of subjugation to the enemy, stacking up to 20 times. Each stack of subjugation increases the target's stun damage multiplier by 3%. For each rush attack performed during basic attack, Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, the finishing move will apply an extra stack of subjugation. If perfect dodge is triggered when using the finishing move, it directly applies 10 stacks of subjugation. When applying subjugation to normal and elite enemies, the target receives double the stacks. When the target recovers from being stunned, the corresponding stacks of subjugation are reset. What this basically means is, through Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, you can apply stacks of subjugation, which is basically just a stun damage multiplier. It's 3% per stack, so if you could do it up to 20 times, you could increase your stun damage multiplier by 60% overall, which depending on who you team Qingyi up with can be a lot. And that's pretty much Eternal Seasons. It's probably the most complicated part of her kit, to be honest, but still not that complicated. Her additional ability, 3 Verses of Farewell at Yang Pass, and this is where it gets cool. When another character in your squad is an attack character or shares the same faction, so you do not need to share the same attribute. If you're in a squad with somebody that's an attack character, you will get your buff. And this buff is basic attack deals 20% increased days. If Qingyi's impact is greater than 120, each point over increases her attack by 6 up to a maximum of 600. That's why I said she has the ability to stack her own damage. And that's all of Qingyi's kit. I like her character because she has the ability to do single target damage and AoE damage, which also means she can single target stun and AoE stun all around her. With somebody like Ambi, to get multiple people, you'd have to hope that they're lined up with the enemy that you're attacking. And it's not like that for Qingyi. Now I'm going to quickly go over her best team and W engine and disco sets. Her best teammate is going to be Juyen, clearly. Qingyi's a stunner, and Juyen benefits from having a stunner on her team because her enhanced shot shells can do even more damage when it's done to stunned enemies. Plus, they share the same faction, so they'll get all their buffs. So the perfect team would be Juyen, Qingyi, and Nicole. Nicole has the ability to boost the ether damage by 25% and lower the enemy's defense by 30% plus based on how much you've upgraded that passive. Her best W engine is obviously going to be her signature W engine. If you don't have that, I would say go for whatever you think is best for what you're trying to do with her. The disco set, I'm using the Shockstar disco set 4-piece, and that pretty much increases the impact in the days because I want to get as much stuns as possible. And then I'm using the 2-set piece of Thunder Metal, which increases the electric damage. You could totally change this depending on what team you put her on. You don't have to put her on a team with Juyen. You could put her on a team with Grace and do an electrical damage team. It's totally up to you. And that's the beauty of it. But yeah, that's it for the Qingyi kit video. I hope there was a lot of knowledgeable information in here. And if you haven't pulled her yet, I hope you pull her soon if you really want to get her character. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day.